Your brain wasn't designed to make you happy. It was designed to keep you alive. And until you understand that difference, everything you try will feel unstable, inconsistent, and short-lived. This isn't pessimism, it's neuroscience. Your brain carries a built-in negativity bias shaped by millions of years of evolution, constantly scanning for threats, staying alert, preparing for the worst. That system kept our ancestors alive. The problem is, that ancient system is now running inside a modern life with no predators, no famine, but full of deadlines, social media, and constant comparison. And your brain processes all of that as if your life is in danger. The result, a mind that defaults to anxiety, stress, and dissatisfaction even when your life is objectively fine. But here's the idea that changed how I see myself the first time I learned it. Your brain is not fixed. It's not hardwired to stay this way forever. Neuroscientists have confirmed that the human brain can physically change throughout your entire life. New neural pathways can be built. Old ones can weaken. This concept is called neuroplasticity, and it means this. With the right habits practiced consistently, you can literally rewire your brain toward happiness. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly 3 habits that neuroscience has identified as the most powerful for reshaping your brain, not just to feel better temporarily, but to create lasting structural change in how your mind processes reality. And the third habit, it's something most adults abandoned in childhood, even though it may be the most powerful of all. Stay with me. Before we get into the 3 habits, you need to understand why your brain works this way. Researchers at the University of Wisconsin studied the brains of thousands of people and found something surprising. Happiness isn't a personality trait you're born with or without. It's a skill. A measurable, trainable skill that shows up as specific patterns of neural activity in specific regions of the brain. People who are chronically happy show stronger neural connections in those regions. People who are chronically unhappy show weaker ones. But here's the most important finding. When unhappy individuals were taught specific mental habits and practiced them consistently, their brain scans began to change. The neural circuits associated with happiness literally became stronger over time. There's a well-known phrase in neuroscience, neurons that fire together, wire together. If you spend your days worrying, you are training your brain to become better at worrying. Worry becomes the path of least resistance. So how do you break those negative pathways? The first habit is the most direct answer. Habit 1. Interrupt the negative loop. Here's the biology behind it. Every time your brain runs a negative thought, it strengthens the neural pathway associated with that thought. That's why chronic overthinkers find it harder and harder to stop. The pathway has been reinforced for years. Interrupting the loop works by doing one simple thing. The moment you notice a negative spiral, say the word stop firmly, either out loud or in your mind. Then, shift your attention to the present moment, not by forcing positive thinking, not by telling yourself everything is fine. Just observe. You are redirecting neural activity away from anxiety circuits. Research in cognitive neuroscience shows that this simple interrupt and redirect technique can measurably weaken negative thought patterns over time, while strengthening pathways related to awareness and presence. You're not suppressing negativity. You're rerouting your brain. Action today. For the next 24 hours, whenever you catch yourself in a negative loop, say stop and name 3 things you can observe right now. Not your emotions, your senses. The sky outside, the smell of coffee, the feeling of your feet on the floor. But interrupting negativity isn't enough, because if you don't learn how to hold on to positive experiences, your brain will keep acting like a sieve, letting everything good pass through. That's what the second habit solves. Habit 2. Savoring on purpose. This is based on one of the most important discoveries in modern happiness science. Your brain processes negative and positive experiences very differently. Negative experiences are stored almost instantly in long-term memory, thanks to your negativity bias. Positive experiences, on the other hand, require intentional attention to be encoded deeply. What does this mean? Most of the good moments in your life are not being fully recorded by your brain. They happen. You experience them briefly, but they pass without leaving a strong neural trace. Psychologist Rick Hanson describes it like this. The brain is like Velcro for negative experiences and Teflon for positive ones. And his research shows, if you hold a positive experience in your awareness for about 20-30 seconds, it begins to transfer into long-term memory and strengthens positive neural pathways, 20 to 30 seconds. That's the difference between a moment that rewires your brain and one that disappears. Action today. The next time something good happens, even something small, pause. Stay with it for 30 seconds, don't move on immediately. Feel it fully. Notice where it shows up in your body. This isn't romantic thinking. This is biology. The first two habits reduce negativity and build positive memory. But if you want deep structural change in your brain, the kind most adults unknowingly lose, you need the third habit. And it might surprise you. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. When was the last time you did something just for fun? Not for productivity, not for self-improvement, not to learn something useful, just because it was fun. For most adults, the honest answer is, I don't remember. Not because they don't want to, but because at some point, fun became something you earn after everything important is done, and everything important never ends. Your brain pays a price for that. Habit 3. Play on purpose. Dr. Stuart Brown, who studied the neuroscience of play across thousands of people, discovered something remarkable. Play, defined as any activity done purely for its own enjoyment, creates a unique neurological state that nothing else can replicate. During play, multiple brain regions activate simultaneously, including those responsible for creativity, social bonding, emotional regulation, and long-term learning. Your brain isn't resting when you play. It's doing some of its most complex work. More importantly, regular play creates measurable structural changes in the brain, especially strengthening the prefrontal cortex. This is the part responsible for emotional regulation, rational decision-making, and your ability to experience positive emotions fully. A brain that plays regularly is literally better at being happy. And when adults stop playing, as most of us do in our 20s, the prefrontal cortex receives less of this specific stimulation. Emotional regulation weakens, spontaneous joy declines. Life starts to feel heavier, more rigid, less alive. Not because something is objectively wrong, but because your brain has lost a critical input it needs to stay flexible and emotionally healthy. Action today. Think of something you loved doing as a child but slowly stopped. Drawing badly, playing an instrument, cooking experiments, playing sports just for fun, building something with your hands, reading fiction. Anything done purely for enjoyment. Schedule 30 minutes this week. Not to be good at it, not to achieve anything, just to play. That 30 minutes is not wasted time. It's neuroscience. Your brain is changing with every thought you have today. The question isn't whether it's changing. The question is, in which direction? These 3 habits don't require perfection. They don't require fake positivity. They don't ask you to ignore real struggles. They simply ask you to begin and return again and again until new pathways become your brain's default. Your current level of happiness is not your ceiling. It's your starting point. Your brain can change, and that choice is in your hands. If this resonated with you, give this video a like. It helps more people find content like this. Share it with someone who needs to hear this today. And subscribe if you want more neuroscience-backed insights on living better. We post every week. Your brain is already changing. Let's make sure it's changing in the right direction together.